The NRL heads to Perth Friday night with the Dolphins taking on the Roosters. I'm Darcie McDonald, and with me is former Panther and Rabbitoh Josh Mansour to analyse this encounter. And Josh, the Dolphins have had 2 losses in 2 weeks where they let go of strong leads. Just how does coach Wayne Bennett get them to turn it around?
Yeah, it's a hard one. I thought last week was a winnable game for the Dolphins coming up against the Titans. They had a pretty good lead, and unfortunately those 2 bomb tries by Jack Bostock cost them in the end. And again, they're conceding more than 20 points the last 2 weeks, which is pretty concerning, and they've given up those leads. Again, I think it's just kind of be more resilient defence, not coasting too much, not getting too comfortable within the game when they get those leads. Like I said before many times, they've got the players to really put on the points, but they just need to hold out those teams when they try to fight extra harder to get back in the lead.
Well, on to the Roosters, and they did enough to win, but little more last Saturday. And the mood in the dressing room after that game against Manly felt more like a loss than a win. Is that a good sign, though, for Trent Robinson and his players?
It's a great sign. Yeah, it's a great sign. It was a big game last week against Manly. You know, it was always going to be big. It was a game of the round in my opinion.
It was.
And, you know, Manly star-started team as well, desperate to stay in the 8, and I think the Roosters as well would be happy conceding 30 points as well. So, you know, the Roosters have still got a few areas in their game where they need to tighten up, particularly in defence, but they've got great signs. You know, they've got Joey Manu back on the edge this week, so they have been a bit thin in the outside backs. And of course, you know, got Spencer Leniu now starting for him, which also adds that impact and really sets the tone for the start of the game. So I'm really liking the way they're looking this week.
Well, the Dolphins made history against the Roosters last year with their first game and win in the NRL. Can they channel that emotion to get the 2 points here, or will the Roosters be just simply too strong?
Dolphins are sliding down the ladder real fast. Yeah, like I feel like this is a must-win game, unfortunately. They've really put a lot of pressure on themselves. Like I said last week, they should have won that game, would have alleviated a lot of pressure off their shoulders, but, you know, they're coming up against the red-hot Roosters, who are another team fighting hard to stay in the top 4. You know, they've got the Bulldogs in 5th, who are really fighting tooth and nail to get a top 4 position. I know you're happy about that. But again, I feel like the Roosters are in a pretty good position at the moment. They've got the firepower at disposal, and, yeah, again, I think the Dolphins, their back's up against the wall.
You're confident in the Roosters, aren't you?
I am pretty confident.
All right, thanks, Josh. If you want to see the match live, head to nrl.com/tickets. If you can't get to the game, remember you can still watch it on Channel 9, Foxtel, Sky New Zealand or KO. Kickoff is at 8 p.m.